So welcome everybody. This is the Prep Q&A with Prep Project Lead Associate Professor Maria Nordheim Alme and special guest Esra Alagöz. And we have student Prep Nika from Slovenia also. And I'm Will Hale from University of Birmingham. So, what is PrEP? So I'll ask Maria here to give you a little bit of insight into what PrEP is about and the start date also to the course.
Thank you, Will, and thank you so much for hosting this Q&A today. So PrEP, or Physiotherapy and Refugees Education Project, the idea came in 2017 in discussion between some different educational institutions in Europe. And we discussed that it had come back as a feedback from the practice field that knowledge and experience and competence in working with refugees was a bit too low for many. So I decided to make a project where we could understand what the competences needed were, and then also make a course to build these competences. So in 2018, we got funded from Erasmus+, and we started a project that will now last until August 2021. So the main goal is to give physiotherapists, and importantly, it's not only in Europe, it's the whole world, to give the possibility to build competence in working with refugees. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. And the course is due to start in January, is that right?
Yes, that's right. So we have made a digital course. It will be open at January 18th. For this course, you have to sign in, but you can find sign-in information on the webpage. And later, when we have evaluated the course, we will make it open available on different platforms.
Brilliant. All right then. We have some of the key collaborators.
Yes, thank you. These are the first 6 organizations that started the project. But then what we were very happy to see is that we got help from many other institutions, because we very quickly realized that we didn't have the competence of this. So a number of organizations and other universities and health institutions have joined us, and also physiotherapists, independent physiotherapists all over the world, really. So we're very humble and grateful for this.
Brilliant. And I'll ask our special guest Esra to come in here. And Esra is the clinical lead at EDA, the Independent Doctors Association based in Turkey. And she's going to give some of her experiences working with refugees and also a model of how they go about their treatment also in EDA.
Thank you very much, dear Will and Maria and Nika as well for your contribution to this session. This is Esra Alagöz. As I said, Will, I'm working in IDA, and I'm responsible for 2 physiotherapy centers in Turkey. One is in Gaziantep and the other one is in Kilis city. And as IDA in these physiotherapy centers, we are working with 13 physiotherapists and 13 physiotherapy assistants. And we are providing almost more than 2,500 sessions per month for refugees as free sessions. And we are also combining some psychosocial support activities in addition to our physiotherapy treatments, including the patients and their caregivers and family members as well. So here in this slide, I would like to talk about my 2 years of experience working with refugees in the field and also in the management level. I'm from Turkey, so it was a different experience for me to work with someone from a different culture, and they are living in our country and they have to leave their house. It has been a different experience for me as well. So here I would like to mention a few main points, what I discovered and what I observed working while working with refugees. I think the most important thing is about the cultural adjustments, because these cultural adjustments are affecting how people are thinking about receiving services. It's affecting their lifestyle, and the everything they're doing is included by their cultural background. So as we are physiotherapists from different culture and different country from them, it is always nice and it is important to understand the differences between us, and how those people are thinking, and how we can show them that we are caring about their background as well during the sessions. So the first thing I think I would like to mention is the gender preferences among the refugees. In our centers, we are providing services for male and female patients in separate rooms, because this is how they are preferring to receive the services. Also, the male physiotherapist would be treating the male patients, because again, this is how they are cultural background is. This is how their culture is actually working, let me say. So they would like to be treated by the male physiotherapist if they're male, and if the patient is female, she would be treated by a female physiotherapist. This is how they are feeling comfortable the most. So here in their cultural adjustments, we should also know their lifestyle, because as physiotherapists, when we are making recommendations for the patients, we should know about their lifestyle so that we can adjust our treatments and recommendations as well. Another thing is it is also about the religious belief of the refugee or the anyone has. It is affecting the way they are thinking, and it's affecting the way they are maintaining their lives. So, for example, if someone wants to be treated by um, male physiotherapist or female physiotherapist, we as organization, we are respecting this, and we are absolutely trying to provide them the most comfortable environment we can provide to help them to get their treatments. Some other different topics about the religious side. There are some beneficiaries I faced that when they are having a problem, they think that, okay, God has given this to me, and they you don't see that they are very motivated to receive the treatment. So in this case, again, we should explain them that physiotherapy could help them, and there are treatment methods, but at the same time, it shouldn't be in an irrespectful way of the way they are thinking. Okay, so it is about respect to the culture of the person in front of us. Um, Regarding the sessions we are doing with refugees, another important aspect is the psychological aspect, because those people, I mean the refugees, even if they didn't expose to torture or some war condition, these people, they had to leave their house, and now they are in a different country. They don't know the language, they don't know the lifestyle there, so it is quite different for them, and it is causing pressure in a way or another. So we should be, as physiotherapists, we should be caring about their psychological aspects as well while we are making sessions with with refugee patients. For example, I will give an example. When you are arranging the treatment area, let's say if the treatment area is dark and it is small, maybe this will remind them the jail where they have been once put there, or maybe it would recall some bad memories, so it wouldn't help them to have this session in this environment. Okay, but as physiotherapists, how we can know that this person was exposed to torture or he had bad memories? The first session where we are asking for medical history, it might help. But as my recommendation, we should avoid asking direct questions about these difficult situations, because it is very sensitive and it is a professional area that needs to be taken care of. So if we are feeling like any person needs psychosocial support, psychological support, as physiotherapists, we should refer them to psychologists, or in more advanced cases, it would be the psychiatrist that we are referring them to have some professional support. um, how we could help to make them feel more comfortable during sessions. I have attended a training, it was last year. It's about the creative arts and empowerment of the refugees. So in this training, we were practicing how we can help these people to have more interaction during the sessions. Like, let's say that we are having a session with one of the refugees, and there are some movements she needs to do. In this case, let's say that we can ask them, "What is your favorite song?" and we can play this song during the session, and we could combine this music with the exercise we are targeting to have with this patient. This could be giving them a more comfortable space because um, they are able to see something from them, and at the same time it would make them feel more happy and more enthusiastic about the session, I believe. um, we as physiotherapists really has a lot to do while working with refugees, because as I said, it is very sensitive, and these people, they're mostly vulnerable. So even when you are having a normal discussion with the patient during the session, you should be aware of what they are saying so that you can catch if there is any problem happening with them. I'm saying this because in Turkey now, in Gaziantep or in Kilis and in any other city, there is a great organizational network between the NGOs and the public authorities as well. So let's say that I am having a physiotherapy session with a female patient, and she was talking about that she exposed violence in her house. Okay, so in this case, I should be, as physiotherapist, I should be able to uh, support this patient not only in the physical therapy side but also in this problematic side. For example, I know that there are organizations providing support, legal support, or some other supports specifically for this violence issue, gender-based violence. So I should know what are the other opportunities that I could offer to this patient beside of physiotherapy. Maybe I could make referral to another organization, or let's say that another patient, he was saying that he has some troubles to find the work, and I know that there are some organizations actually providing some vocational courses, so that I can refer to this beneficiary to that organization, and he can improve his skills and he can get a job in the end. Okay, so we should be careful what they are talking about during the sessions with us so that we can actually help them in many other aspects. Okay. Another good thing is, if you are improving one patient, not only physically, but at the same time, you're improving their capacity, you're actually giving them a strong chance to help them to get into society and take an active part in the society more. So our physiotherapy session now, its effect is expanding, and even when the sessions are ending, because of the referrals you made and the information you shared with the patient, you are actually having a more long-term affected session with this patient, and you are increasing their capacity even indirectly. So another thing is, it is also related to psychological well-being. It's about the language. So these people, most of them, they don't speak the language of this new country, and it is a problem for them because they cannot express what they want, or they cannot understand what the people in front of them are telling. So in our centers, we are combining both Turkish and Syrian physiotherapists as well. So the patient has a right, the patient has a space to talk to in their native language, and they are more comfortable explaining what happened with them, what's happening, and what is their expectation from this session. Um, sorry. Another thing is when they are communicating with in their native language, it is also increasing the effectiveness of the treatment because they are feeling psychologically more comfortable, they are feeling um, more respected, especially when someone from different culture is showing interest to their culture. So during my experience working with refugees, 1 year in the field and 1 year in the office, I have learned many Arabic words. Now I can explain the treatment plan for the patient, like how many exercises he should do in a day, how many times, if you have pain, please stop, or these things. So I learned basics in Arabic. And when I am speaking, sometimes they are laughing because probably I'm pronouncing it in a funny way, I don't know. But it is a good way. I mean, they are feeling comfortable with me. I can feel that because on the other hand, I am showing them that we are caring about their culture, and we don't want to change them because um, I heard that some of the beneficiaries, they don't want to learn or they hesitate to learn the language of the new country because they feel like they would lose their original roots if they are learning this new culture. But in this way, if we are also showing interest to their lifestyle and their culture, it is giving this sense that we are together here, and it is like an exchange of the cultures and also the language as well. Um, Regarding the education for physiotherapists, it is really important and crucial because maybe sometimes unwillingly, when a physiotherapist is working with the refugees and he doesn't have the background how he should deal with the refugees, maybe he might have some negative effects and he is not even aware of this situation. Okay, so this is what I like about prep so much, because it is targeting directly to train the physiotherapists regarding how we can treat them uh, in a more professional way in terms of considering the differences we have or the situations they have been through until we are meeting with them. So if the physiotherapist has the background and the knowledge how to deal with these vulnerable and sensitive people, it would give them a better understanding of the patient they're working with. It would absolutely create a more strong, it would create more stronger communication between. And at the same time, he would know what to do and what not to do during the sessions, just like the arranging the environment, about the questions we are asking them directly. um, the advantage of the physiotherapist has is we are spending very long time with the patients. Like, I don't know how the situation is in Europe, but in Turkey, at least you are spending 2 weeks with them, and it is quite long time to spend with the patient. And they are telling you about their families and lifestyle and what happened with them, and you are sharing some things from your side as well. So these discussions, they have good points if you are able to catch them during the sessions. So it is a really, this project, it will be a really good guidance for the physiotherapists so that they will be more aware of dealing with the refugees and what are the other opportunities as well. What can we do for them? Um, the treatment plan is, the treatment part is, this is the first thing we learn in the college. It is the do not harm principle. So you're working hard, but you might not provide some benefits for some patients. It might be, but the red line is you should not cause harm for any patient you are working with. So during this treatment, if you have the knowledge about the refugees and the the sensitivities they have, how you should deal with them. It will prevent even these unwillingly happened negativities during the sessions. Okay, so it would increase the communication, and also it would build, I think, a more strong trust between you and your patient. Okay, and absolutely it would affect the treatment you are applying for this patient, because now she is trusting you and she knows that you are sharing something in common. You can understand him or her. It is very important for them. um, I think these are the points I would like to mention. So, as I said, as physiotherapists, if we know what can we do for these people who has been in difficult times, we can really affect their whole situation, not only the physical part. For example, you have a child and she cannot go to school because she has to work. She has a child labor because let's say her family is not here even. Okay, so in this case, if you know what are the opportunities you have for this kid, for example, who are providing support for these children in the area, you can help them to get back to school, and in this way you are giving them an active role in the society. This is like capacity building. Also, this vocational course example, when you are supporting this man who is in his 40s, and he couldn't find a job, and eventually you'll know that there are some opportunities for this person to improve himself and he can get a job. You are actually giving them a chance to have a more an active role into society, and it's increasing the social cohesion of the refugees with the host community. So we as physiotherapists, we are actually doing much more than just treating them physically and helping them to get rid of their pain and to gain more functional capacity. So I hope this course will be teaching the physiotherapists in a professional way how you can support and deal with the refugees. And absolutely, I believe that it will provide benefits for both refugees and also for the host country as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ezra. Brilliant insight there. And one of the key points, like you've mentioned, is our work isn't just physio, it's actually helping a stepping stone for refugees to integrate into wherever they are in whatever country, which is obviously a real key to success for integration. What I'll say now is for Maria potentially to be coming in and also explaining how some of these elements have came about from the research that was taken prior to the PrEP course coming together, and they will also overlap with many of Ezra's elements. So yeah, Maria, after you.
Thank you, Will. And thank you so much, Esra, for a wonderful presentation of your experience, because I think from what you say, I recognize a lot from what we also found in interviews and doing with refugees and physiotherapists and also decision makers. And I was thinking of what you said about language, that you learn Arabic, and I think that's wonderful. And from some of our interviews, especially with the refugees, they say that if the physiotherapists know just a little bit about their country, it could be some words, maybe to say hi or thank you, or maybe they know what the capital is of the language, then they said that they felt so much more taken seriously and taken as a fellow human being. And so this to, as you say, to learn a little bit about their culture and their setting and understand what's important for them as persons. I think I agree that it's very important. And also your point about it's not only what happens in the therapy room, but how can you be kind of an advocate, or how can you promote this active role in the society? I don't know if we can call it kind of an extended role of the physiotherapist, or maybe this is the role of the physiotherapist, to have this broad look and of what's important for the person. And the thing you said about time, that the US physiotherapists use a lot of time with their patients, and from our interviews, what we heard was the time always came up, because the refugees we talked to said that they needed more time, also both to get to know, to get this therapeutic alliance with a physiotherapist, and also to feel trust and to get into this understanding environment. And also the physiotherapist said that they need more time with these patients than with other, not with everyone, but with many of them, because it could take some time of understanding each other and building this. So I think it's what you have talked about here is excellent, and exactly what the course is about, really.
Thank you very much, dear Maria.
Thank you both. We'll move on to some of the competencies and how they were developed, which follows on from the last slide. So if Maria, you would like to just talk briefly a little bit.
Yeah, so I think Esra's slide, and also what Esra said, very much covers what the course is about. And the course is made of 9 modules, and the background for topics are interviews with refugees and physiotherapists and decision makers, and also look into the journals and written knowledge about this. And then we have had a panel of global experts within the field, and there are plenty of global experts, so some of them, and they have also pointed to what are the key competence. So we hope that this can be that the course can be a start of gaining more experience and gaining more knowledge, and also it's not just for new physiotherapists. This is the course is intended for all physiotherapists. So there's also a chance of discussing with the other course participants and with the organizations that are involved. So it's to be able to reach the whole world. It's an asynchronous course, but in the course it's possible to discuss in writing, and also there will be some pop-up surprise sessions during these weeks where you can meet people from the field.
Brilliant.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah, so here you see just the front page of the course. It's based on 9 modules, and by clicking these pictures when you enter the course, then you get into new pages where we have collected material that is made by others, and also material that is made by all the collaborators in the course, because we have had a lot of input from very skilled physiotherapists all over the world. Esra is one of them. So.
Sorry. Briefly, we'll look at some of the future opportunities that we see with PrEP, and maybe Maria, you can start with the academic side, and then Esra, maybe you can pop in with the clinical side.
Yes, so from an educational organization point of view, what we of course hope is that we can use this competence in courses in different education institutions. And if you're a teacher or involved with education, we are very happy to come in contact with you, because we are working also with implementing this into programs, either as a whole course or just parts of the course. And we have some bachelor and master students already linked to the course. And if you are an institution and you would like to have students involved in this, please take contact, because there are definitely options for that. And I think this is a very good way of keeping this topic alive and continue in the future. So contact us if you're interested.
Brilliant. And Esra, how do you see PrEP helping with clinical or potential opportunities for students as well?
So for the students who would like to experience and have training with working with the refugees, we as IDA, we would be happy to host them in our two physiotherapy centers in Turkey. In terms of safety, I know because some of people, they have this question mark in their heads. In terms of safety, it's a quite safe place, both Gaziantep and Turkey, and you can accommodate there in a very under very good conditions. So anyone who would like to have and training for a couple of weeks, I don't know, this is still under discussions with Maria and also with the IDA. We would be happy to host them in our centers, and maybe it could be a very good opportunity even for the beneficiaries as well, because they would see some different physiotherapists from different places. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. And what we have here is a few questions, and they'll be from Nika, who is one of our students based from Slovenia, and she's going to ask both Esra and Maria a question. And we also have a couple other students that have contributed as well over the past months to both this Q&A and other projects that we have coming up. So I'll ask Nika to take it away.
Thank you, Will, and thank you for inviting me to this webinar. First, I have a question for Esra, and it is, do you think having access to PrEP course would give you a head start in your career working with this specific group of patients?
Absolutely, yes, because the PrEP project is aiming to train the physiotherapists who are dealing with refugees or who would like to work with refugees, and it is a really professionally prepared course. So as I mentioned in the slides when I was talking, sometimes there are small negativities done by some physiotherapists and they are not even aware about it. So this course would cause a kind of awareness raising for them, and it would cause less mistakes in the field working with refugees. So it's absolutely positively affect your career working with these vulnerable people.
Thank you. And Maria, do you think practicing physiotherapists can also benefit from the course, and how? Because students, obviously, they would get ECTS points from it, but how do practicing physiotherapists benefit from the course?
Yes, so all participants taking the course will get a certificate, and at the moment we don't issue the ECTS points directly, because then you have to pay the student fee thing. So we are making a certificate saying that the size corresponds to 5 ECTS. So everyone taking it will get it, this certificate.
Okay, thank you. Thank you both.
Brilliant. Thank you, Nika. And I'd just like to finish with saying a special thank you to all of the universities involved and the health institutions, the NGOs and humanitarian organizations that have contributed. Also to Esra and Maria and to Nika for joining us today. For anyone that's interested in knowing more about the PrEP project, the website's on the bottom there. And hopefully this is the first of many Q&As and potentially speaker series as we develop as well. So thank you for joining us today.